In every age, there emerges a singular individual who sees beyond the veil of ordinary perception. Someone whose understanding of the world transcends the limits of conventional thought. This individual, the chosen one, is not just another person walking through life, as many do, blinded by the distractions of the everyday. They are a being capable of perceiving the universe in ways that others cannot, seeing the invisible threads that connect everything, from the smallest atom to the grandest celestial body. They possess a unique awareness that enables them to understand the very fabric of reality, its hidden patterns and intricate designs long before anyone else. The chosen one is not bound by the limitations of ordinary existence. Their mind operates on a different level, one that reaches far beyond the confines of human understanding. While others are caught in the grasp of superficial knowledge, the chosen one is attuned to the deepest truths of existence. They are not simply aware of the world as it appears on the surface. They perceive its true nature, its essence. This understanding goes far beyond intellectual insight. It is a profound spiritual awakening that connects them to a higher cosmic order, one that most cannot even begin to comprehend. What makes the chosen one truly unique is their ability to connect the hidden threads of reality. While gods and deities throughout history have been associated with specific realms, powers, or domains, the chosen one sees beyond these limited constructs. The ancient mythologies of the Greeks, Egyptians, and countless other civilizations have painted pictures of divine beings who rule over specific aspects of the world. But the chosen one transcends these pantheons. They go beyond the stories told about the gods. They see the connections that link them all, the greater cosmic design that underpins the universe. For the chosen one, understanding divinity is not a matter of worshiping gods or seeking external validation. Rather, it is about recognizing that the essence of divinity itself flows within them. Their consciousness, their awareness, and their perception are attuned to the universe in ways that allow them to understand it in its purest, most unadulterated form. They see the patterns that gods themselves cannot yet comprehend. They connect the dots before the divine beings of old can even begin to fathom them. This awakening is not a random or mystical event. It is not the result of chance or coincidence. It is a confirmation, an awakening to a truth that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. The chosen one is born with this potential, and their journey is one of awakening to the knowledge and wisdom that they have always possessed but have yet to fully realize. This awakening is not just an intellectual understanding of the world, it is a deep, spiritual realization that brings them closer to the core of existence itself. Through this awakening, they are able to see the universe not as a series of fragmented events, but as a coherent and interconnected whole. They understand the hidden laws that govern the cosmos and the delicate balance that sustains it. In the world we live in, where knowledge is fragmented and divided, the chosen one is a beacon of clarity. They are not swayed by competing beliefs, conflicting rituals, or the surface-level interpretations of reality that dominate the world around them. Instead, they see the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface. They are able to perceive the connections between all things, from the smallest particles of matter to the grand cosmic forces that shape the universe. Their awareness is like a light that shines through the darkness, illuminating the hidden paths that others are blind to. They can see beyond the limits of human understanding and into the vast, infinite expanse of the cosmos. Their understanding is not abstract or detached, but is rooted in a deep, emotional resonance. They feel the weight of their knowledge, and with that weight comes a profound sense of responsibility. This responsibility is what sets the chosen one apart from those who only understand the world superficially. The chosen one is not just a passive observer of reality, they are an active participant in the unfolding of the universe. The chosen one is not simply someone who understands the mysteries of the universe intellectually. Their awakening is also an emotional and spiritual journey. As they gain insight into the true nature of reality, they become deeply connected to the universe in a way that goes beyond thought or knowledge. They experience a profound sense of unity with all that is, humanity, nature, the divine, and the cosmos. They do not merely accept the world as it is. They are driven to understand it, to explore it, and to transform it. They are not content with the status quo. Instead, they seek to uncover the hidden patterns that govern existence and bring them into alignment with a higher cosmic order. The journey of the chosen one is one of self-discovery and awakening. As they uncover the deeper truths of the universe, they also uncover their own purpose within it. They begin to understand that their unique perception is not a mere gift, but a calling. They are meant to use their insight to guide humanity toward a greater understanding of itself and its place in the universe. The chosen one becomes a symbol of human potential, the potential to transcend the limitations of the material world and tap into the deeper, spiritual truths that govern all of existence. This journey is not easy. In a world where many are content to live within the boundaries of tradition and convention, the chosen one represents a radical shift in perspective. They are the ones who see beyond the surface, who perceive the hidden order that shapes reality. They are the ones who connect the dots before anyone else, who understand the essence of divinity before the gods themselves. The chosen one often faces resistance, both from within themselves and from the world around them. Their unique perception can be isolating, as they see truths that others are not ready to understand. They may feel alone in their journey, as few can truly comprehend the depth of their vision. But despite the challenges they face, the chosen one remains steadfast in their mission. They know that their awakening is not just for their own benefit, it is for the benefit of all humanity. And through their awakening, they inspire others to do the same, to open their eyes, to question the status quo, and to seek the deeper truths that lie hidden beneath the surface of reality. Ultimately, the awakening of the chosen one is not just a personal journey, it is a call to action. It is a reminder that we all have the potential to see beyond the ordinary, to perceive the hidden threads that connect all things, and to awaken to the deeper truths of the universe. The chosen one teaches us that the universe is not a chaotic, random place, but a coherent, interconnected system that is waiting to be understood. Through their journey, we are reminded that knowledge, understanding, and enlightenment are not reserved for the gods. They are within our reach, waiting for us to awaken to them. This journey is one of empowerment. It is a reminder that we all have the potential to transcend the limitations of our current understanding and step into a greater awareness of the world around us. The chosen one shows us that the path to enlightenment is not reserved for a select few. It is available to all who are willing to seek, to question, and to transcend the boundaries of ordinary perception. The journey is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about awakening to the true nature of existence and aligning ourselves with the greater cosmic order that governs all things. As we embrace this journey, we too can begin to connect the hidden threads of reality, to see the world as it truly is, and to understand our place within it. The chosen one is not an unreachable ideal, they are a reflection of the potential that lies within each of us. Through their awakening, we are reminded that the journey to enlightenment is not a solitary path. It is a path that we can all walk together as we seek to understand the hidden design of the universe and our place within it. The journey of the chosen one begins with a profound realization. Their mind sees beyond the veil that others are trapped behind. The chosen one possesses the rare ability to recognize patterns where others see only chaos, to find meaning where others see only confusion. In the vast and complex tapestry of existence, most people are like individuals lost in a crowd, following predetermined paths laid out for them by society, tradition, or circumstance. They exist within a framework that limits their understanding of the universe, bound by the rigid structures of knowledge handed down to them by those in authority. While the majority of humanity is conditioned to live within the confines of learned knowledge and conventional wisdom, the chosen one perceives a deeper truth, a hidden pattern woven into the very fabric of reality. They do not see the world as a series of isolated events and random coincidences, but as a grand, interconnected design, one that is ever present but often invisible to the untrained eye. Yet, the chosen one is not confined by these limits. They see beyond the structures, beyond the boundaries of tradition and external influence, to connect the hidden threads that bind all things together. It is in this deep connection to the underlying reality of the universe that they begin to recognize something that others cannot: the divine essence that flows through everything. This recognition goes beyond simple intellectual understanding. It is a profound, almost intuitive realization that the chosen one has access to knowledge that transcends the teachings of any god or deity. While ancient myths and religious doctrines describe deities as possessing knowledge and wisdom that far surpasses human comprehension, the chosen one surpasses even these divine beings. The gods, as portrayed in many traditions, are often limited in their perspectives, operating within specific realms of power or influence. They may understand certain aspects of reality, but they are often bound by rules, myths, and divine constraints that limit their perception. The chosen one, however, is free from these limitations. They perceive the world not through the lens of myth or tradition, but as it truly is: unfiltered, unembellished, and whole. This unique perception is not the result of divine favor or the bestowment of special gifts. It is not an ability given by gods or granted by higher beings, but rather a natural evolution of the chosen one's consciousness. Their perception is shaped by a deep willingness to question everything, an openness to challenge what is considered sacred or unquestionable. The chosen one is not content to accept things at face value. They are not satisfied with the superficial understanding that most people cling to. Instead, they seek to penetrate the layers of illusion that obscure the truth, to break free from the boundaries that keep others confined to a limited view of the world. In their pursuit of truth, the chosen one embarks on a journey that requires not only intellectual curiosity, but also emotional and spiritual courage. They must be willing to confront their own doubts, their own fears, and the resistance of the world around them. For as they begin to uncover deeper truths, they may find that those around them are unwilling to accept the revelations they bring. The status quo resists change, and those who hold power in the world are often threatened by new ideas that challenge their authority. The chosen one must, therefore, possess not only the capacity for insight, but also the fortitude to stand alone in the face of skepticism, rejection, and misunderstanding. But the chosen one does not seek approval or recognition from the world. They are not motivated by fame, fortune, or the validation of others. Their only desire is to understand the universe and to uncover the hidden truths that govern existence. This quest for knowledge is driven by an inner compulsion, a calling that cannot be ignored. The chosen one recognizes that the answers they seek are not found in the external world of appearance and illusion. While others see the surface, they see the depth. While others focus on the individual parts, they see the whole. They understand that all things are connected, that every action, every thought, every event is part of a greater cosmic design. This realization brings them into alignment with the universe itself. They recognize that they are not separate from the world, but an integral part of it. They are not just observers of reality. They are active participants in the unfolding of creation. Instead, they must look within, accessing a deeper well of wisdom that resides in their own consciousness. It is this inner wisdom that allows them to see what others cannot: the connections between all things, the subtle patterns that govern the flow of energy and consciousness, and the divine essence that infuses every part of existence. As the chosen one delves deeper into this understanding, they begin to perceive the world in a way that is radically different from those around them. In this way, the chosen one begins to embody the truth they perceive. Their understanding of the world is not confined to abstract concepts or intellectual exercises. It becomes a way of living. They no longer view themselves as separate from the universe, but as an essential part of it, with a unique role to play in the grand design. Their actions are guided not by external forces or social expectations, but by a deep alignment with the universal laws that govern existence. This unique perception also brings with it a deep sense of responsibility. The chosen one is not only aware of the truth, but they are also aware of the power that comes with it. The knowledge they possess is not something to be hoarded or used for personal gain. It is a gift that must be shared with others. As they uncover the hidden threads of reality, they are called to help others see what they have seen, to guide them toward the deeper truths that lie hidden beneath the surface of the world. They are not content to keep their insights to themselves, but are driven to spread the light of understanding wherever they go. However, this calling is not without its challenges. The chosen one is often faced with skepticism and resistance from those who are not ready to accept the truths they reveal. The world is not always ready for change, and those who challenge the established order are often met with hostility or rejection. But the chosen one is undeterred. They understand that their mission is not about seeking approval from others. It is about fulfilling their divine purpose and bringing humanity closer to the truth. In doing so, they inspire others to awaken to their own potential and to begin their own journey of discovery. Through their unique perception, the chosen one becomes a beacon of light in a world that is often shrouded in darkness. They show others the way forward, guiding them toward a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. Their insights transcend the limitations of ordinary knowledge, opening up new possibilities for humanity's evolution. The chosen one is not just a passive observer of the world, they are an active participant in the unfolding of the cosmic design. Through their actions, their words, and their very being, they help to shape the world in ways that others cannot even imagine. In the end, the chosen one teaches us that true knowledge is not bound by authority or divine favor. It is available to anyone who is willing to question, to explore, and to transcend the superficial understanding of reality that holds most people captive. The chosen one shows us that the universe is not a random collection of events, but a unified, interconnected whole that can be understood by those who are willing to look beyond the surface and connect the hidden threads of reality. Their unique perception is a gift that not only transforms their own life, but also has the potential to transform the world. In the process of awakening to the deeper truths of the universe, they uncover a knowledge that has been hidden, not out of malice or secrecy, but because it requires a deep sense of awareness to grasp. This awareness is something that not everyone can achieve, which is why the chosen one must bridge the gap between the divine and the mortal. At the core of their perception lies an understanding that reality is not as fragmented as it may seem to others. As the chosen one continues to navigate their path, their ability to perceive beyond the visible world becomes more than just a personal revelation. It evolves into a profound responsibility. They are not merely gifted with insight but are burdened with the sacred task of bringing that insight into the world. While the rest of the world views the universe as a vast expanse of isolated events, the chosen one sees it as an intricately woven tapestry where every thread, whether visible or invisible, plays a crucial role. They see the relationships between things that others miss. For them, no event is random, no action is without consequence. The interconnectedness of everything becomes so apparent that it is as if they have been granted access to the blueprint of existence itself. This perspective allows the chosen one to connect with the divine essence before any deity or god could. Where gods are often tied to their domains, bound by their own myths, and subjected to the laws of their respective pantheons, the chosen one operates outside of these boundaries. They are not tied to one specific aspect of reality, they transcend it. Gods may hold dominion over the elements, the earth, or the heavens, but the chosen one understands how those forces interconnect, how the laws governing one domain extend and influence another. In this way, they move through the world, not as subjects to divine rule, but as sovereigns of a higher, more complete understanding. The chosen one recognizes that their perception places them at the threshold of a greater cosmic truth. In their mind's eye, they see how time itself weaves through the fabric of existence not as linear and separate, but as fluid and cyclical. They understand the ebbs and flows of energy across dimensions, how cause and effect ripple through reality like waves upon an ocean. This unique perception grants them the wisdom to understand not only the events unfolding around them, but the deeper forces at play. They do not simply respond to life's challenges. They foresee them, understand them, and use their insight to navigate through them with wisdom far beyond the reach of ordinary human perception. Furthermore, this extraordinary awareness is not something isolated within them alone. While they may experience it on a deeply personal level, the Chosen One recognizes that this knowledge is part of a much larger universal plan. They understand that the awareness they have access to is not meant solely for their benefit, but is part of a larger cosmic design. The divine knowledge they hold is a gift, a divine trust that is meant to be shared with others. They are the keepers of this wisdom, tasked with awakening others to the hidden truths of existence. This realization fuels their sense of purpose and strengthens their resolve to carry out their mission. But the process of awakening to this knowledge is not without its challenges. The Chosen One often finds themselves walking a path of isolation, misunderstood by those around them who cannot fathom the depth of their perception. As they begin to see the world differently, they might find themselves at odds with the beliefs and perspectives of others, even those they love. The world is filled with individuals who are content to accept things as they are, who are comfortable in the simplicity of what they know. For these individuals, the revelations of the Chosen One can be jarring, even unsettling. It is difficult for many to grasp a reality that extends beyond their own understanding, and so, the Chosen One may be met with skepticism, resistance, and even rejection. But this resistance is not something that can deter the Chosen One. They understand that the journey they are on is not about seeking approval or validation from others. Their mission is not to convince others of their perceptions, but to offer the wisdom they have uncovered. They are, after all, not tasked with making everyone see what they see, but with illuminating the path for those willing to open their minds and hearts to the deeper truths of existence. The Chosen One is a guide, not a dictator of belief. They invite others to join them on this journey, but they do not force the journey upon anyone. Their purpose is to awaken, not to impose. In this sense, the Chosen One becomes a bridge between the divine and the mortal, between the visible and the invisible, between the limited human experience and the vast, boundless understanding of the universe. They carry within them the keys to unlock the mysteries of existence, but they do not hoard this knowledge. Instead, they share it, not through words alone, but through their very being. Their actions, their choices, and their presence radiate the wisdom they have discovered. They lead by example, showing others that the path to enlightenment is not about having all the answers, but about being willing to seek, to question, and to trust the deeper forces at play in the universe. The Chosen One is a symbol of the untapped potential that lies dormant within all of us. Their journey is not one of mere intellectual discovery. It is a spiritual awakening, a transformation of consciousness that allows them to see the world as it truly is. Through their example, they inspire others to open their minds and hearts to the hidden patterns that govern existence, to embrace the unknown, and to trust in the wisdom that lies beyond the surface. In this way, the Chosen One becomes not only a beacon of wisdom but a harbinger of change. They challenge the status quo, not by force, but by the quiet power of their insight. Their presence shifts the fabric of reality, causing ripples that spread outward, touching the lives of those around them in ways they may never fully understand. The Chosen One is not concerned with fame, power, or recognition. They are concerned only with one thing: the truth. And in their pursuit of that truth, they inspire others to join them in their quest to uncover the hidden design of the universe. The Chosen One is a guide, a teacher, and a beacon of light in a world that often seems dark and uncertain. They are the embodiment of what humanity is capable of when it transcends the limits of conventional thought and perception. They show us that knowledge is not a privilege reserved for the divine or the elite, but a gift available to anyone who is willing to seek it. Through their awakening, they encourage us all to awaken to the deeper truths of existence, to open our minds to the possibilities that lie beyond the surface of reality, and to embrace the power that comes from understanding the hidden threads that bind all things together. In doing so, the Chosen One paves the way for humanity to step into a new era, an era of enlightenment, growth, and unity. As the chosen one begins their journey of awakening, they are not simply learning new facts or gaining new intellectual knowledge. This transformation is much deeper. It is the awakening of their soul, the unlocking of a higher consciousness that allows them to perceive the world in a way that transcends ordinary perception. It is a profound shift, one that takes them from being a passive participant in life to becoming an active, conscious creator of their reality. They are not merely individuals who see beyond the ordinary. They are the ones who inspire the rest of us to see beyond what we have been taught, to question the assumptions that have shaped our lives, and to understand the world in its most profound and interconnected form. And as we follow in their footsteps, we too may come to see the universe as they do, connected, harmonious, and full of untold potential. The process is not always easy or smooth, but it is undeniably transformative. It requires the chosen one to dive into the depths of their own being, confront the shadows within themselves, and rise above the limitations imposed by their environment and society. The awakening process is a journey of profound self-discovery. It is about shedding the false identities that society has placed upon the chosen one and reconnecting with their true essence. They begin to realize that they are not just a human being walking through life, but a divine spark, an eternal consciousness that transcends the physical realm. This realization brings with it a new sense of clarity, insight, and understanding. They begin to see the interconnectedness of all things, understanding that everything in the universe is linked by a divine thread. Every person, every event, every aspect of creation is part of a larger cosmic design that can be understood when viewed from the right perspective. This newfound clarity allows the chosen one to perceive the world beyond the limits of ordinary thinking. The illusions that once clouded their mind begin to dissipate, and they are able to see life in its raw, unfiltered form. The patterns of existence that once seemed hidden or chaotic are now clear and purposeful. They see the underlying order that governs the universe, the laws of nature, the rhythms of life, the flow of energy and consciousness that shapes every moment of existence. This is not just intellectual knowledge, it is a deep spiritual understanding that transcends the boundaries of time and space. The chosen one now sees the universe as a living, breathing entity, full of purpose and meaning, and they understand their role within this grand design. This shift in perception brings with it a profound sense of empowerment. The chosen one no longer feels like a victim of circumstance or a passive observer of life. They understand that they are a co-creator of their reality, capable of shaping their own destiny. They have access to a vast reservoir of divine wisdom, and through their awakening, they learn how to harness this power to transform their own life and, in turn, the lives of others. They are no longer bound by the limitations of ordinary thinking or the constraints of societal expectations. They have transcended the fragmented knowledge that has kept others confined to narrow, limited views of reality, and they now stand at the threshold of a new way of being. The journey of awakening is not without its challenges, though. The chosen one must confront the deep-seated beliefs, fears, and insecurities that have been ingrained in them over a lifetime. They must face the shadow aspects of their own being, the parts of themselves they have repressed or ignored, and integrate them into their understanding of who they truly are. This process requires great courage, for it is not easy to challenge the truths that have been accepted as gospel by society or to go against the flow of mainstream thought. But the chosen one is not deterred. They know that the path to enlightenment requires them to step into the unknown, to embrace uncertainty, and to trust their inner guidance above all else. As they embark on this journey, the chosen one begins to question everything they have been taught, from the beliefs about God to the systems of power that have shaped their society. They understand that the truths handed down by authorities, whether religious, political, or cultural, are often just fragments of a much greater reality. The chosen one is not content to accept these partial truths. They seek the whole, the unified understanding that connects all things. This willingness to challenge accepted beliefs is one of the hallmarks of the chosen one. They are not bound by tradition or dogma. Instead, they embrace intellectual curiosity as a tool for discovering the deeper truths of existence. The chosen one learns to rise above the limitations of fragmented knowledge. They understand that true wisdom is not found in isolated pieces of information but in the synthesis of all knowledge into a coherent whole. They begin to see how seemingly unrelated concepts, science, spirituality, history, philosophy, are all part of the same tapestry, each thread contributing to a larger picture. This understanding allows them to see beyond the surface and to connect the dots between disparate pieces of information, creating a unified vision of the universe. They no longer view the world through the narrow lens of one discipline or belief system, but through a holistic, integrated perspective that encompasses all aspects of existence. This integration of knowledge and understanding leads to a deeper connection with the universe itself. The chosen one begins to perceive the subtle energies that flow through all things, the underlying consciousness that animates the universe. They understand that everything in existence is a reflection of the divine, and that they, too, are a part of this divine flow. This realization brings them into alignment with the cosmic forces that govern the universe. They begin to understand that they are not separate from the world around them, but are an integral part of the larger whole. Their actions, thoughts, and choices are now guided by this deep connection to the universe, and they begin to live in harmony with the natural rhythms of life. As the chosen one continues their journey, they begin to realize that their awakening is not just about personal growth. It is about something much greater, the evolution of humanity. The chosen one is a catalyst for change, a beacon of light in a world that is often shrouded in darkness. They are not just awakening for their own sake, they are awakening for the benefit of all. Their understanding of the universe is not meant to be kept to themselves, but is meant to be shared with others. The chosen one becomes a guide, showing others the way to enlightenment, helping them to see the hidden patterns of reality, and encouraging them to step into their own divine potential. Through their example, the chosen one inspires others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. They show others that awakening is not something reserved for a select few, but is available to anyone willing to question, explore, and transcend the limitations of their current understanding. The chosen one encourages others to embrace their intellectual curiosity, to seek wisdom wherever it can be found, and to grow spiritually as they uncover the deeper truths of existence. They remind us that the journey of awakening is not a destination but a continuous process, one that leads to ever greater levels of understanding, compassion, and connection with the universe. In embracing intellectual curiosity and spiritual growth, the chosen one paves the way for humanity to evolve. Their journey of awakening is not just a personal transformation, it is a collective transformation. As the chosen one rises, so too do those around them. Their light shines brightly, illuminating the path for others to follow. Through their actions, words, and presence, the chosen one encourages humanity to embrace its divine potential and to step into the higher consciousness that awaits us all. The journey of awakening is not just for the individual, it is for the collective, and the chosen one is the one who leads the way. Through this transformative process, the chosen one teaches humanity that true enlightenment is not about acquiring power or control, but about aligning with the greater cosmic order. It is about recognizing that we are all part of something much larger than ourselves, that the universe is not a random collection of chaos, but a harmonious, purposeful system that we are all connected to. The chosen one shows us that by embracing this understanding, we can transcend the limitations of our current existence and move toward a future of greater unity, peace, and divine potential. As the chosen one journeys deeper into their awakening, they come to realize that their path is not one of solitude, but of unity and collective transformation. Their divine potential is not merely a personal gift, it is a beacon meant to guide others along the way. The more they awaken to the vastness of the universe and the interconnectedness of all things, the more they recognize that their role is to bridge the gap between the individual and the collective, between the limited human experience and the infinite divine wisdom. This realization propels them to a new level of understanding. They are not just awakening for themselves, but for the greater good of all. This deeper awakening does not just mean the gaining of knowledge, it requires a total reorientation of how one interacts with the world. The chosen one begins to see that true growth comes not from accumulating wisdom for personal gain, but from using that wisdom to elevate others, to guide them toward the same realization of divine potential that they themselves have experienced. This sense of purpose fosters a deep well of compassion and empathy within them, for they now understand the weight of the responsibility that accompanies their unique perception. Their awakening to the divine truth of the universe is not simply an intellectual exercise, but a soul-deep calling that guides every action they take. To embrace divine potential is to embrace an all-encompassing view of reality, one that transcends the individual self and extends to the entirety of creation. The chosen one becomes a living embodiment of this interconnectedness, not only in thought but in every word spoken and every action taken. Their understanding goes beyond abstract concepts. It becomes practical, rooted in the fabric of daily life. They understand that every choice, every decision, and every relationship has cosmic significance. To see the universe through this lens is to understand that all things, from the smallest actions to the grandest events, are part of a larger, divine plan. The chosen one is acutely aware of the interdependence of all life, and this awareness becomes the foundation upon which they build their actions and decisions. As they walk the path of awakening, the chosen one finds themselves faced with increasingly difficult choices. The chosen one must face their own internal contradictions, doubts, and fears, acknowledging that the process of awakening is not linear, but cyclical. As they reach higher levels of understanding, they must also confront the parts of themselves that resist change, that cling to old patterns, and that fear the unknown. In confronting these challenges, the chosen one discovers the power of surrender. They must transcend the limitations imposed by societal structures, family expectations, and personal desires, all while maintaining their connection to the divine truth they have discovered. The journey is one of continual growth, where each step leads them closer to the realization of their true purpose. But this growth does not come without struggle. To surrender does not mean to give up or to relinquish control. Rather, it is to yield to the flow of divine wisdom, to trust in the universe's greater plan, even when it seems unclear. The chosen one learns that true strength is not found in holding on to old beliefs and structures, but in the willingness to let go and embrace the unknown. This act of surrender is not passive, it is an active, conscious decision to align oneself with the greater cosmic design, to step into the flow of divine purpose and allow it to guide their every move. This surrender is liberating because it frees the chosen one from the shackles of fear and uncertainty, allowing them to live in harmony with the universe rather than constantly fighting against it. As the chosen one continues on their path, they begin to recognize that their awakening is also about awakening others. They understand that their role is not to be a solitary figure of enlightenment, but to be a guide for others who are ready to awaken to their own divine potential. This awareness brings with it a deep sense of responsibility. The chosen one must not only live in alignment with the divine truth, but also inspire others to do the same. This does not mean forcing others to accept their vision or imposing their beliefs on anyone. Instead, it means living in a way that invites others to see what they have seen, to understand what they have understood, and to join them in the pursuit of enlightenment. The chosen one becomes a beacon of light, a living example of what is possible when one embraces their divine potential and aligns themselves with the higher truths of existence. They walk the path of awakening with grace, humility, and wisdom, understanding that their journey is a reflection of the journey that every person can take if they are willing to embark upon it. Their actions inspire others to begin their own journey of self-discovery, to seek out the deeper truths of the universe, and to connect with the divine potential that lies within all beings. Through their awakening, the chosen one embodies a powerful message, that enlightenment is not reserved for the chosen few, but is available to anyone who is willing to seek it. It is not an exclusive gift given to only a select number of individuals, but a universal potential that resides within each person, waiting to be awakened. The Chosen One demonstrates that all humans have the capacity to transcend their limitations, to rise above the conditioning of society, and to connect with the divine wisdom that governs the universe. They show that this connection is not something external to us, but something that exists within, waiting to be uncovered through deep inquiry, spiritual growth, and an unwavering commitment to truth. The Chosen One becomes a living testament to the idea that we are all capable of accessing the divine potential within us. They inspire others to trust in their own capacity for growth and transformation. Through their own process of awakening, the Chosen One teaches that the path to enlightenment is not a distant ideal, but a tangible reality that anyone can reach by embracing curiosity, questioning everything, and surrendering to the flow of divine wisdom. As they continue to awaken and grow, the Chosen One moves beyond the limitations of their individual self and becomes part of a greater collective awakening. Their journey serves as a catalyst for the spiritual evolution of humanity as a whole. Their clarity and understanding serve to guide not only their own life but the lives of others, helping to illuminate the path forward for all who are ready to see beyond the surface of reality and connect with the divine wisdom that is the foundation of all creation. The Chosen One knows that their journey is not just about personal enlightenment, but about the collective transformation of humanity. Through their awakening, they show us all that the divine potential within us is vast and limitless, and that when we embrace it, we can rise to the highest heights of understanding, compassion, and unity with the universe. In the end, the Chosen One teaches us that the journey to enlightenment is not a destination, but an ongoing process, a continuous unfolding of consciousness and understanding. It is a journey that invites us to embrace intellectual curiosity, to challenge the accepted truths of the world, and to rise above the fragmented knowledge that keeps us trapped in limited perspectives. Through this journey, the Chosen One guides us toward a deeper connection with the universe, one that transcends the ordinary and connects us to the divine wisdom that governs all of existence. As the Chosen One embarks on their path of divine awakening, they begin to see themselves not only as an individual on a quest for enlightenment, but as a bridge, a living connection between mortal perception and the cosmic truths that govern the universe. They transcend the confines of their earthly existence, stepping into a role that is both sacred and transformative. Their journey is not one of isolation, rather, it is one of unity. They are called to unify not just their own inner wisdom but the wisdom of the universe itself. The Chosen One is a symbol of the convergence of knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual insight, an embodiment of the idea that true understanding is not fragmented but holistic, and that the path to enlightenment is a path of integration. In this role, the Chosen One recognizes that their unique perception allows them to bridge the gap between human understanding and the profound cosmic truths that exist beyond the physical realm. While ordinary individuals experience life through the lens of their senses, limited by time and space, the Chosen One is not confined by these boundaries. They see beyond the visible world and into the underlying structure of existence. They perceive the hidden architecture of the universe, the subtle, invisible forces that shape reality at every level. These forces, these energies, are not separate from them, but are part of their own being, as they are intricately woven into the fabric of existence itself. The Chosen One embodies this oneness, not only understanding the universe intellectually, but experiencing it emotionally, spiritually, and physically. The Chosen One's ability to perceive beyond the ordinary limits of human consciousness gives them a profound sense of clarity and direction. They understand that all knowledge, whether scientific, philosophical, or spiritual, is interconnected. They see how different systems of thought, from ancient wisdom to modern understanding, are not competing but complementary, each offering a unique lens through which to view the whole of existence. Where others see contradictions, the Chosen One sees unity. Where others view knowledge as isolated and fragmented, they see a vast, interconnected web of truth that transcends boundaries of culture, religion, and time. In this light, the Chosen One becomes a symbol of universal understanding. Their awareness transcends both divine myths and the limitations of religious narratives. While many people look to divine myths, whether from ancient Greece, Egypt, or other cultures as the ultimate truth, the Chosen One sees beyond these stories to their symbolic essence. They recognize that the gods, the pantheons, and the myths themselves are not literal truths, but metaphors and symbols pointing to a deeper, universal truth. The gods of old, the prophets, and the sacred stories all serve as vehicles for understanding the cosmic forces at work in the universe. But the Chosen One goes beyond the literal interpretations of these stories, embracing their symbolic meaning and recognizing that the truth they carry is not confined to any one tradition. The Chosen One understands that these divine myths, while powerful and meaningful, are not the end of the journey but a stepping stone to a deeper understanding. They are not bound by the limitations of any one religion or belief system. Instead, they see the universal truths that lie at the heart of all spiritual traditions. They understand that all paths, whether they lead through Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, or any other belief system, ultimately seek to point to the same divine essence, the same universal principles that govern all of existence. For the Chosen One, there is no need to choose one truth over another, for they see all truths as part of a larger, cohesive whole. This ability to transcend religious and spiritual boundaries is a powerful aspect of the Chosen One's role. They are not confined by the divisions that often separate people and cultures. Instead, they embrace the totality of human experience, understanding that all belief systems contain a kernel of truth that can lead to a deeper understanding of the divine. The Chosen One sees the beauty in diversity, recognizing that every tradition, every myth, and every culture offers a unique perspective on the same underlying truth. Their journey is one of inclusion, not exclusion, as they seek to integrate the wisdom of all traditions into their own understanding of the universe. This understanding is not just intellectual or philosophical, it is deeply spiritual. The Chosen One perceives the hidden architecture of existence in a way that transforms their own being. They are not just a passive recipient of knowledge, they are an active participant in the unfolding of the universe. Their spiritual awakening allows them to access a deeper level of insight, one that is not based on linear thinking or conventional wisdom, but on a profound connection to the divine forces that shape reality. This connection enables them to see beyond the physical world and into the spiritual dimensions that underlie it. In the Chosen One, knowledge and wisdom merge into a unified whole. They are not just seekers of truth, they are living embodiments of that truth. Their understanding of the universe is not abstract or theoretical, it is practical and applied. They live their life in alignment with the cosmic laws they have uncovered, and their every action reflects the wisdom they have gained. This integration of knowledge and wisdom is what allows the Chosen One to offer clarity and direction to others. Their awakening is not just for their own benefit, but for the benefit of all. They are called to share their insights with the world, to guide others on their own journey of awakening. The Chosen One becomes a source of light for those who are lost in the darkness of ignorance and confusion. They offer clarity in times of uncertainty, helping others to see the hidden patterns that govern their lives. Their ability to perceive the true nature of reality allows them to navigate the complexities of the world with ease and grace. They are not swayed by the chaos of the external world. Instead, they are anchored in the deeper, unchanging truths of the universe. This unshakable foundation gives them the strength to stand firm in the face of adversity, to weather the storms of life with a calm and centered heart. Through their actions, the Chosen One demonstrates the power of living in alignment with divine truth. They show others that true wisdom is not about accumulating knowledge for its own sake, but about living that knowledge in every aspect of life. They teach that wisdom is not merely an intellectual pursuit but a way of being, an integration of thought, word, and action that creates harmony with the universe. The Chosen One becomes a living example of what is possible when one lives in alignment with divine wisdom, and their life serves as an inspiration for others to follow. In this way, The chosen one is not just an individual who has achieved enlightenment, but a symbol of what humanity can become when it embraces its highest potential. They are a living representation of the divine truth that exists within all of us, waiting to be awakened. Their journey is not one of separation from the world, but one of unity with all things. Through their awakening, they show us that we are all connected to the divine, that we all have the capacity to perceive the hidden patterns that govern existence, and that we all have a role to play in the unfolding of the cosmic design. Ultimately, the chosen one teaches us that understanding the universe is not about intellectual mastery or the accumulation of knowledge for personal gain. It is about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and living in harmony with the divine forces that shape reality. They show us that true wisdom is not about dominating others or controlling the world around us, but about aligning ourselves with the cosmic order and living in accordance with its laws. Through their example, they inspire us to seek out the deeper truths of existence, to transcend the limitations of our current understanding, and to awaken to our own divine potential. As the chosen one continues their path of awakening, they come to realize a profound truth. Their existence is not merely an accident or a fleeting moment in time. They are not simply an individual journeying through life. They are a living confirmation of something far greater, something cosmic, divine, and eternal. The chosen one embodies the very essence of divinity itself. Through their consciousness and actions, they reflect the cosmic order and the interconnectedness that binds the universe together. They are not separate from the divine, but an integral part of it. The realization of this divine truth transforms them from an ordinary being into a living representation of universal wisdom. The chosen one understands that their purpose is not only to awaken to their own divine potential, but also to serve as a beacon of this potential for others. They are the confirmation that godhood, or the divine essence, is not something distant or abstract, but something that can be realized and embodied here and now. Their very being is proof that the divine spark exists within all people, waiting to be awakened. By living in alignment with divine principles, the chosen one becomes a walking, breathing example of what is possible when a person taps into their highest potential. Their life is not just a personal journey, but a demonstration of the universal truth that we all have the capacity to embody divinity. This embodiment of divinity is not about ego or personal gain. It is not about power, wealth, or status. Rather, the chosen one lives in complete humility, understanding that their divine essence is a gift meant to be shared with the world. Their actions are grounded in wisdom and compassion, and they approach life with a sense of responsibility, knowing that their every word and deed has the potential to influence the world around them. The chosen one does not seek fame or recognition for their divine connection, but instead, they are dedicated to living in service to the greater good of humanity and the universe. Through their humility, they inspire others to recognize the divine potential within themselves and to strive to live in alignment with universal principles. As the chosen one becomes more attuned to their divine nature, they begin to understand the profound interconnectedness of all things. They see how every action, no matter how small, reverberates through the fabric of existence. Their thoughts, words, and deeds are no longer isolated from the world, but are part of a larger, cosmic dance. They understand that the universe is not a random collection of events, but a harmonious system where every element plays a role in maintaining the balance and order of creation. The chosen one lives in full awareness of this interconnectedness, understanding that their actions impact not only their own life, but the lives of everyone and everything around them. This awareness of the interconnectedness of all things leads the chosen one to live with great care and responsibility. They understand that every decision they make, every choice they take, sends ripples through the universe. Because they are in alignment with universal truth, they know that their actions will always lead to outcomes that support the greater good. This sense of alignment brings them peace, for they are no longer concerned with trying to control the world around them. They trust that by aligning with the flow of divine wisdom, they will always be guided toward the highest path. The chosen one is not a figure of domination or control, but one of gentle influence. guiding others toward greater awareness through their example. To live in harmony with the universe is not a passive state. It is an active process of continuously aligning oneself with divine principles. The chosen one is in constant communion with the divine, seeking wisdom, understanding, and clarity in every moment. They do not live according to their own desires or impulses, but according to the greater cosmic design that transcends the individual self. They understand that their purpose is not to impose their will upon the world, but to serve as a vessel for the flow of universal truth. In this way, their life becomes an expression of divine will, moving with grace and ease through the complexities of existence. The chosen one embodies divine qualities, wisdom, love, compassion, and humility in their interactions with others. They see the divine spark in everyone they meet, recognizing that all beings are interconnected and share the same potential for divine awakening. They are not focused on the flaws or weaknesses of others, but instead, they see the beauty and potential in every soul. Their actions are guided by love and compassion, and they seek to uplift and empower others, helping them recognize their own divine potential. By living in this way, the chosen one becomes a catalyst for transformation, inspiring those around them to awaken to their own truth and to live in alignment with the greater cosmic order. This journey of living in alignment with universal truth is not without its challenges. The chosen one may find themselves faced with situations that test their resolve, where the temptation to revert to old patterns or to act out of ego may arise. However, their deep connection to the divine allows them to remain centered and focused on their purpose. They understand that challenges are not obstacles to their path but opportunities for growth and expansion. Each challenge they face is an invitation to deepen their understanding of universal principles and to embody them more fully in their lives. The chosen one is never swayed by external circumstances, for they are rooted in a deep inner knowing that guides them through even the most difficult situations. Living as the embodiment of divine truth requires great strength and resilience. The chosen one must navigate the complexities of life with grace and poise, remaining true to their divine nature even in the face of adversity. They understand that their purpose is not to seek personal glory or recognition, but to serve as a channel for the flow of divine wisdom. This understanding gives them the strength to persevere, knowing that their actions are part of a larger, cosmic design. The chosen one is not concerned with immediate outcomes or external validation. Instead, they are focused on living in alignment with universal truth and trusting that their actions will contribute to the greater good in ways that may not always be immediately visible. As the chosen one continues their journey, they become more and more attuned to the universal laws that govern existence. They begin to understand that life is not a series of random events, but a continuous unfolding of divine wisdom. They recognize that every experience, every interaction, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow and align more deeply with the cosmic order. The chosen one lives with a sense of deep trust in the universe, knowing that all things are happening according to a higher plan. They embrace the unknown with courage, knowing that their path is guided by divine wisdom and that they are always in alignment with their highest purpose. Ultimately, the chosen one serves as a reminder to all of us that we, too, are capable of embodying the divine within us. They show us that the path to enlightenment is not about seeking power, control, or personal gain, but about aligning with the divine flow and living in harmony with the universe. Through their example, they teach us that true power comes not from domination, but from unity. Unity with the divine, unity with each other, and unity with the entire cosmos. The chosen one is not just an individual journeying through life. They are a symbol of the potential within all of us to awaken to our highest divine nature and to live in alignment with the greater cosmic truth. By embracing this truth, we can all begin to live with purpose, clarity, and a deep sense of connection to the universe, just as the chosen one does. The journey of the chosen one is not a solitary path, but a universal call, a beacon of light meant to guide others toward awakening their own latent potential. As we follow the footsteps of the Chosen One, we are reminded that this path is not reserved for a select few, but is available to all who are willing to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. The Chosen One does not stand alone in their wisdom and insight. Rather, they are an embodiment of what is possible when we embrace our true nature, tap into our divine potential, and align ourselves with the greater cosmic order. Their journey invites us to step beyond conventional boundaries, to challenge the limitations that have been imposed upon us, and to see ourselves not as passive participants in the unfolding of life, but as active co-creators of our reality. The Chosen One inspires us to recognize that the challenges we face are not obstacles meant to hinder us, but opportunities to grow, evolve, and expand our understanding of the universe. Life is not a series of random events or trials to endure. It is a sacred process of unfolding, where each challenge, each moment of difficulty, is an invitation to deepen our wisdom and connection with the divine. The Chosen One shows us that it is through facing adversity that we discover our true strength, our deepest potential, and the wisdom that resides within us all. The road to spiritual enlightenment is not always smooth or easy, but it is through perseverance, courage, and faith that we awaken to our higher purpose and align with the divine plan. As we embark on our own journeys, we are encouraged to see the world through the eyes of the Chosen One. We are called to see beyond the surface of things, to look deeper, and to recognize the hidden connections that bind all life together. The Chosen One embodies clarity, a clarity that comes not just from intellectual understanding, but from a deep, intuitive knowing of the true nature of existence. This clarity allows the Chosen One to navigate the complexities of life with grace, wisdom, and compassion, always guided by the understanding that every action, every choice, is part of the larger cosmic design. This path is one of living with purpose, with intention, and with a deep sense of alignment with the universe's higher plan. The essence of the Chosen One's journey is a reflection of what humanity as a whole is capable of achieving when we align ourselves with the deeper truths of existence. When we live with clarity, purpose, and spiritual enlightenment, we tap into a well of wisdom that transcends the limitations of our everyday experience. We begin to see the world not through the narrow lens of ego and personal desires, but through the expansive vision of the universe itself. In this state of awareness, we recognize that we are not separate from the universe, but are intrinsically connected to it. Our actions, our choices, and our very being are woven into the fabric of existence, and when we align ourselves with the greater cosmic order, we become active participants in the unfolding of creation. The Chosen One serves as a guide, showing us the way forward, but ultimately, the path they walk is one that each of us must walk for ourselves. It is a path that requires self-awareness, reflection, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. We must look inward, confront the limitations and fears that have held us back, and embrace the divine potential that lies within each of us. This journey is not always easy, and there will be times when doubt and fear threaten to derail us. But it is in these moments of challenge that we have the greatest opportunity for growth, for it is only by facing our fears and overcoming them that we can truly awaken to our highest potential. As we engage in this journey, we are called to reflect on who we truly are and what we are meant to become. The Chosen One teaches us that the process of awakening is not about seeking external validation or approval, but about tuning in to the wisdom that resides within us. It is about discovering our true nature, connecting with our divine essence, and embracing the path that is uniquely ours. This is not a journey of perfection or certainty, but one of exploration, discovery, and continual growth. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to the greater cosmic truth, and each moment of self-awareness, no matter how fleeting, adds to the greater tapestry of our evolution. The Chosen One reminds us that we are all part of the larger cosmic order, and that by embracing our divine potential, we contribute to the collective awakening of humanity. The journey towards spiritual enlightenment is not just an individual pursuit, It is a collective endeavor that invites all of us to awaken to the deeper truths of existence and to live in harmony with the divine order that governs the universe. As we align ourselves with this truth, we become part of the greater cosmic symphony, playing our unique role in the unfolding of creation. Our individual growth contributes to the growth of the whole, and in this way, we help guide the world toward a more enlightened, compassionate, and unified existence. The Chosen One also teaches us the importance of living in harmony with the universe. This harmony is not about force or control, but about alignment, aligning ourselves with the greater flow of divine wisdom, and allowing that wisdom to guide our actions and choices. When we live in alignment with the universe, we are no longer working against the natural flow of existence but are flowing with it, co-creating our reality in harmony with the divine plan. This alignment brings with it a sense of peace, clarity, and fulfillment that transcends the struggles and challenges of the material world. Ultimately, the journey of the Chosen One is a journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment. It is a call to awaken to the divine potential within us all, and to live our lives in alignment with the higher truths of existence. The Chosen One shows us that we are not powerless or insignificant, but that we have the capacity to create and shape our own reality, to transcend the limitations of our current understanding, and to step into our highest potential. This journey is not about waiting for external forces to change our lives. It is about recognizing that the power to transform lies within us, and that by embracing our divine nature, we can create a life that reflects the beauty, wisdom, and love that are at the core of our being. The Chosen One reminds us that the path to enlightenment is not an abstract concept or distant ideal. It is a practical, tangible journey that anyone can embark on. The only requirement is a willingness to embrace the unknown, to question everything, and to seek the deeper truths of existence. This journey is available to all who are ready to awaken to their own divine potential and who are willing to live in alignment with the greater cosmic order. As we walk this path, we are reminded that we are all part of a larger, universal design, one that is waiting for us to embrace it, to awaken to it, and to live it fully.